Texas hit by
Oh my
deadly
God,
flash floods on July 4th.
Oh no. Oh my God.
Please don't be videoing that. Thank you.
There's people in it. Oh my God, there's so many people in it.
That is so fucking weird. That is crazy.
Or someone. I'm so happy your car's alive.
I hope.
Parts of central Texas are under a state of emergency after between 5 and 11 inches of rain caused flash flooding, forcing residents to evacuate on July 4th.
I think that's what I'm gonna do is take the loop. There's a house in the middle of the road.
First time I've seen it.
This is on 1929 between 83 and Contra Park.
She's not tired. We did was stupid, but they made us sit there the whole time. We got a 5-minute break.
Authorities in the town of Kerrville urged displaced residents to gather at a local Walmart that was being used as a reunification center. Police ordered residents living near the Guadalupe River to move to higher ground as the river swelled to its second highest level ever recorded.
Can't park there, buddy.
Streets and highways were flooded, and residents were urged to shelter in place and not travel, according to a statement from the Kerr County Sheriff's Office. The National Weather Service in San Angelo also urged residents to stay home. More than a summer's worth of rain fell in some places in just a few hours, quickly overwhelming dry ground and causing significant flash flooding, CNN reported. Central Texas is currently experiencing the worst drought in the United States, and extremely dry ground can cause flooding very quickly. Flash floods are the most severe flood warnings. In 2024, the National Weather Service reported 91 flash flood emergencies, more than any other year since the terminology was first used in 2003. The 4th of July flooding in Texas is just the latest example of storms becoming more severe in the era of climate change. Stronger, wetter storms are becoming more frequent. The warmer the atmosphere, the more water it can hold and then dump on land, according to the National Resources Defense Council, NRDC. As ocean temperatures rise, glaciers melt, and sea levels rise, the risk of coastal flooding increases. As the NRDC puts it, While our warming world may not be the sole or most direct cause of a particular flood, it is exacerbating many of the factors that increase the risk of flooding. The top priority is saving lives, Texas Governor Greg Abbott said in a social media post. Abbott said he was deploying every resource at our disposal to respond to flooding in Kerr County, including water rescue teams, shelters, the National Guard, and the State Department of Public Safety. This flooding is devastating and deadly, Kerr County Judge Rob Kelly said at a news conference as sirens wailed in the background. When you look out your front door and see the Guadalupe River flowing, it wakes you up, trust me. Rescuers worked around the clock to evacuate people trapped in flooded homes and swept away vehicles. Many residents were forced to climb onto their roofs while waiting for help. Texas National Guard helicopters were deployed to reach areas inaccessible by land. In some locations, power was out and communications were disrupted as infrastructure was damaged by the floodwaters. Authorities warned that the conditions could persist for days, with additional rainfall expected to fall in the region. Many roads are impassable, even for emergency vehicles, Kerrville Fire Chief John Green said. We urge people not to venture outside or try to navigate flooded roads. In a matter of seconds, floodwaters can sweep away vehicles. Schools and businesses were closed, while hospitals braced for a surge in injuries. Volunteers and relief organizations like the American Red Cross set up emergency shelters and provided relief supplies to displaced residents. In addition to Kerrville, other cities in central Texas, such as Fredericksburg and San Marcos, have also been hit hard. Flooding has cut off major transportation routes and forced thousands of people to evacuate to shelters. Climate scientists have reiterated that extreme weather events like this are a clear sign of the effects of global warming. According to new data, extreme rainfall in Texas has increased significantly over the past 2 decades, in line with rising global temperatures. We need to think long-term and start strengthening our infrastructure and early warning systems, said Dr. Melissa Hart, a climate scientist at the University of Texas. Climate change is not just about the future, it is happening now, and the impacts are right before our eyes. The federal and state governments have pledged financial and logistical assistance to speed up recovery. But for many who have lost homes and belongings, the road to recovery is long and challenging. The July 4th, 2025, flash floods are the latest in a long line of natural disasters to hit the United States in recent years, and they serve as a reminder that the climate crisis is a reality that cannot be ignored. Amid the chaos, stories of heroism have emerged. Rescue workers, volunteers, and even ordinary citizens have worked together to evacuate seniors, children, and pets to safety. Some have risked their own lives to help others trapped in the raging floodwaters. Kerrville resident Maria Gonzalez described how she and her family had to be evacuated by boat after the river rose so fast that it reached their windows. The water came so fast. We didn't even have time to save our belongings. I'm just thankful that we're all safe, she said, fighting back tears. Meanwhile, local authorities are monitoring the Guadalupe River and several dams in the area that are at risk of breaking due to the excessive volume of water. Hydrologists warn that even though the rain has eased, the danger is not over. The potential for landslides, bridge collapses, and water contamination are major concerns for disaster response teams. Governor Abbott also urged residents to remain vigilant for potential further flooding in the coming days. He stressed the importance of following local authorities' instructions and heeding updated weather warnings. The safety of our citizens remains our #1 priority, he said. The floods have sparked a public debate about infrastructure preparedness and disaster mitigation policies. Many have urged the government to accelerate efforts to adapt to climate change, including building better drainage systems, increasing dam capacity, and updating early warning systems. Economists estimate the damage from the floods could reach hundreds of millions of dollars, especially as businesses, farms, and public facilities have been severely affected. Thousands of acres of farmland have been submerged, raising concerns about rising food prices in the region. As the waters begin to recede, Texans face a major challenge in the recovery process. It will take time, resources, and solidarity to rebuild lives shattered by this disaster. But amid the disaster, Texans' resilience remains strong. As Kerr County Judge Rob Kelly put it, We are a strong community. We will bounce back together.